Hello everyone, welcome to TechSpot. My name is Anish Kumar, Java trainer, having 5+ years of work experience. This is a advanced Java session. Okay, so in today's session, we will going to create a one microservice application. That is a asynchronous. Here we will develop asynchronous communication between the two microservices and use template to communicate between the microservices. Okay, so now let's start. Open your IDE. Okay. Now in IDE, we will create a two application. Okay. Basically, what happen here, I will create a one product service in which I will add the product, and then I will second first application name will be product where I will adding the product, creating the product. Okay. And second service name will be a user service or a service which is basically kind to the client will add the product in their cart or something. Okay. And then he can fetch the details related to the product. Okay. Basically, product is basically in different services. The name of service is product. Okay. And then the client is coming to a user services where he is basically fetching the product. Okay. And where the user service getting the product, the user service getting the product from the product services with the help of a synchronous communication, that is with the help of REST template. Okay. Now we will going to create a one two new Spring Starter project, and we will okay. The first okay Maven 17 jar Java. Okay, and I will give the name as a product. Let's check me first if other project is with the same name. No, there is no. Okay, so we this product. Okay, here also I will write PROD prod PROD. So basically, what name and artifact name should be same, group name and package name should be same. Next, here I will only take Spring Web because I will create a RESTful APIs. Okay, and I will create in memory. I will create one product, and then with the help of the map, I will add the data inside the map. Okay, in memory. Then finish. One application is started. Let's wait for the few minutes, and then we create another application that is a user service. Okay, now it has been downloaded. So this is a product. See, this is a product src.main. Inside this we will basically create one controller. Okay, so inside that controller layer. So okay, this is a resource. Currently we are not using any databases. Okay, so in this we basically using in memory storage. Okay, so for that we will create a one model layer. Okay, so let me first go create a one controller. That is that no, first create a model layer. So inside this create a new package. So inside the package I will create dot. This is a model. Inside this model, what I will create? I will create a product because we are adding the product inside this. Okay, so I will create a product class. That is RODUC product and finish. Okay. Okay, the product class has been created. So inside the product, a simple, very simple. I will create just ID and name of product like private, private, and ID, private int ID, and private string name. PRI, private string name. Okay. just product ID and product name. Then you can create a constructor and getter setter. Okay. Then create a go to the resources constructor using the field for initialization of this value. Then you can use a setter getter for getting and setting the record. Getter setter select both generate. Okay. So now we have created a model layer product where we have given ID and name, then constructor for initialization, getter setter for getting and setting. Now we will create a controller layer with the help of controller layer. Uh, okay, create one package dot controller enter inside the controller, that is a product. What product? REST controller or product controller. I will create product REST controller. Create a class product controller. Or I will basically okay product controller. Okay. And enter. So we have created product controller. Okay. Here I will basically creating a REST API. So for REST API, we have to write REST controller, REST controller, and request mapping. EST request mapping, and I will write product. Okay, so that both the API should be different. After that, import the REST controller, then import the request mapping. Import the request mapping. Okay, fine. After this, create an API. Okay, first I have to uh, create a. I have created the product. Okay, now I will write with the help of map. I will add the value inside the product. Okay, so product not private. PRIV private map. So map generics integer comma product PRODUC2. I am using the product class inside the generics product, and this is integer. Then PRODUC product map equal to new hash map. SH should be capital. Map. Generics. Yes. Okay. After that, I have to first import the map, product, and hash map. I go to map, map, import the map, then import the product module which you have created, then import the hash map. Okay. With the help of hash map, we will basically add the product. Okay. First, I will now create an API for adding the product for post mapping for adding. Sorry, MAPPING mapping, and I will add. So I will endpoint name as add. uh, Then public. You realize public string. If I am using a string because if the product is being added, I want to return that product is added as the message. So public string add product product. Then like we will use for adding in any class with the help of request body. Uh, REQUEST request for the product. Model name is product and product is the object, and then we have to mapping M should be capital, post mapping, import the post mapping, import post mapping, import the request mapping also, import request mapping. Okay, now basically I will have return use product added. Okay, now for map in collection, we have a add operation for adding the value in the list set. Okay, but in map we have generally put operator. Okay, where we will adding with the help of key value pair. Okay, so for our product as map name is product map. We are RODUC product map dot put product map dot put. Then what product dot get ID and product RODUC product dot get ID, comma, PRODUCT product. Map analysis. Okay. In this way, in product, we will add the things which we basically pass with the help of the post. Okay. Now for seeing the now we will basically create a one more API for seeing the product which we have just added. So for seeing the product which we have a get map uh, get by ID. Basically, I will get the product by ID. So in public product get product, and add we have a at the rate path variable for which will basically help us to call the value one by one in method parameter path variable path in ID. Then I will return basically we will return what our the city product dot get or default get or default. Get will basically get the value. Okay, if you do not get, then you can return null, or you can pass something like not found in this way. So get or default in place of product, here we will basically what I will do ID. What I will pass ID, here this will mapping import mapping and path variable import path variable. Okay, so what I will get, I want to get this ID. Okay, so ID. Okay, ID comma new PRODUCT. So here I will pass basically not found, not message not found. Okay, this simple. Okay. Okay, one more thing. Like you have this is the product module. Inside your product module, also include the default constructor. Okay. Then constructor with a parameter and true string method. Okay. True string method help us to return the string object ID name. Okay. Okay. Now we will basically run our product services. Go to run as then Spring Starter app running. Okay, okay. It has started running and it started. Okay. Now it has started running. Now we have created product add product ID. So for posting, adding the data post, it HTTP colon double slash localhost colon 8080 slash product slash add. Then go to body, then select raw, then select JSON. Like here you can add in this way curly braces enter double colon id colon id you want to give one comma double quote name colon what product I want to add mobile. Okay, enter product has been added. Now I want to see what product is basically added. Get I want to add by id. id I have given one basically here one. Then here I will get the this ID one mobile number. Send. Now we are getting okay. The one microservice we have created. Simple microservice thought. Okay. Now we will basically create a user service. Okay. Acha, one more thing. You can also change the port number. Okay. Okay. Now this is one. Let me close. Now I will create a one microservices. Close this one. Close this one. One more microservice that is a user service. Okay, the user service basically what it will consume means first we have created the product service where we have added the product. Now user service will call the product services with the help of a REST template. So now go to new Spring Starter project. Okay, now name of your product should be user service user and I will write as a user. Okay. Here also I will change as a user. Okay. Now next only Spring Guide. Okay. Nothing else. Just finish the application. It will take few minutes and the application will be finished. Okay. User service. Let me check. User service. Okay. This is the application. Okay. Now inside a user service. So So one application is adding the product. Okay. Now you have created another application which will basically consume the APIs. Okay. So for this, you have to one thing you have to keep in mind. The API which you are consuming, what the data is API is returning. First check in the URL with the help of the postman or with your simple browser. Check what the basically API is returning. Okay. After checking that the API is returning like check with the postman what the API is returning. So I am seeing the API is returning ID and name. So you have to basically create a model where with the same name, okay, you will create a model with the same name or some another name. So which is basically saving the product ID and name. Okay. So whatever the API is basically will return. Okay. You have to create the model with the same name and same parameters. Okay. To save the data. Okay. In your second microservices, which is basically consuming a data. Okay. So for that, now here we will basically you have to create the with the same name, that is the product and product ID, uh, user service. First one I will create again dot model. That you have to create a class same product, class PRODUCT product same name. In a product, what it is returning ID and name, so you have to create the same variable private to basically to store the value. Okay. ID. Okay. Similarly, private string name. Now the data is basically stored, will come and stored in this array. Now you can create a setter, getter, constructor within super keyword, default keyword to string. Okay. Go to the sources, uh, using super keyword, then using a fields for initialization. Then you can create a toString method also. If you want to take the object, then you can create a getter setter. Okay. Select or add generate. One thing is now completed. Okay. We have created a model there. Okay. Now we will basically use the REST template for consuming the data. So, okay, so come to your main class. Inside the main class, create a bean of the REST template. So at the rate bean is basically used for creating a bean in our Spring Boot bean object, bean, then public REST template, TMPLAT, REST template, REST template, and it will basically return new REST template, new REST. Yeah, yeah, okay. And now import REST template and then import the bean. Okay. One thing we have created the bean of the REST template. Okay. Now we will create a controller layer where basically we will import this REST template, and with the help of this template, we will consume the APIs. Okay. Consume the APIs of the product. Okay. Now I will create a one package. Here we will create a package as a controller. Okay. Okay. Inside a controller, we will create a user controller class. User CONTR controller class. Okay. So we basically REST. This is a REST controller. REST, REST controller and request mapping user. Request mapping user, so that we can differentiate the APIs. Now we will import the REST request mapping, import the REST controller. Okay, import it. Now what? We have to create the object of the REST controller at the rate UTO WI auto private REST template. REST temp REST template. Okay, we have put the object of REST template. Import REST template, doing and auto wire also import. Okay. Now we have created the object of the REST template. The bean we have created in the main class. Hmm. Here, bean we have created. Okay. Now we have to basically use the URL. So URL is the URL of the product services. We will create an basically an the object of our URL like we have a private final string URL. Okay, equal to what was the URL of product? Yes, http colon double slash local host colon 8080 slash PRODUCT product and this one. And here one thing, every microservice basically have a different port numbers, okay? Because they will run on different servers, different applications. So you can change the port number of your application with the server dot port, server dot port. You can change a 80, 81, 80, 81. Okay. And this way we are changing the port number so that they will basically run on the different port number, different server. Okay. So in this way, they will basically run on the different. We can run two different applications simultaneously in this Spring Boot application. Okay. Now what? Now this is a user. Now, now we will add the product. Okay, in our uh, user controller. Now user want to add the product. Okay. So for adding the product in your product module, and product is basically listed in the product services. Okay, product is basically listed in the uh, this application, that is product services. This application when here I have added the product. Okay, now in second services we are adding those product inside this services, that is user services, with the help of what? REST APIs, with the help of REST template and the APIs of the product services. Now I will add this product in this user services. Okay. For that we have to create an API for adding the product. We have a post mapping. Okay. Yeah, post mapping. Yeah, post mapping. And I want to just no, very less. Sorry, very less. Uh, First, we are the product. Okay. Then public string and product and adding with the help of request or request body product is our model layer name. Model layer should be selected ROP product and object is ROP Okay. Now same thing. Just I will return when the product is added. Product add by user services. Product add by user services. Okay. This I will return. Okay. When I have added. So how you will add? First we have to consume with the help of REST template. Then post. First REST. TEMP rest template. Okay. Object is T capital rest template. Then we have dot dot post for object with the help of post for, for this post for object and post for object. This in REST template we have a post for object for getting the URL. Okay. First I will map this import request body import import product. Okay. Then our URL name is URL. Okay. Slash add string class string dot class. Okay. Okay. With the help of REST template post for object, you will pass a URL which we have created a variable here. This URL we have a add method there for adding the data, and we will add in the product, and the thing is string dot class. We are basically returning a string dot class. That's why string dot class. Okay. Now one more method for after adding this in our product, we want to see the data that data has been added or not. So how we will basically see, we can see for we have to create at the rate get mapping to get the data which is basically added in this user service in product module. So here we have slash product slash versus ROD. Public, public. Product is our model name where the data is stored basically. So that's why product, get product, get product with the help of add path variable. This will basically return the value in the method parameter one by one path variable. What I want to return, I want to return ID to int ID. Okay. Then I will want this and return return with the help of REST template dot get for object with the help of the REST template dot get for URL. Okay. So push plus ID. Okay. And then product dot class. Dot product dot class. Okay. In this way, basically, we get the data with the ID. Then we import the get mapping, import path variable, change to path variable. Okay. Save the value. Okay. So both the two application are being created. Now we have to what? This is user controller. user control. Okay, here we are what request mapping is user. We have created this template, we have created the URL. Okay, here from with this post mapping add product, we can add the product. Okay, and where basically we are adding the product, we are adding the product here in the product microservices. We have created the product controller. Okay, here is a product. Actually we will add the product inside here with the help of this. Okay, and after that with the help of git mapping, we can basically get the data which are basically added inside this product, and product is basically in product services. Okay, and this is we are getting the data from our user service. Okay, so let me first go to a product service, run the product service. This is the first our uh, now it has started 8080. Okay, now product controller. So we have an two REST APIs, one for adding and getting the data. So product slash add. Okay, go to enter URL http colon double slash localhost colon 8080 slash add. Add. Okay, add. Now go to a body, raw type is JSON. For adding the data, it will be a post. Now curly braces about code of ID colon one comma uh, mobile. First product we have added mobile. Okay, enter. Sorry. Oh, request mapping. Sorry. User here slash user slash add post. Enter. Some mistake I have added. Slash user slash add product, add dash product, this one add dash product. Enter. Some mistake I am doing. Add product, 1 minute, it is in port number. No, port number is 8080 only. Let me close first. Okay, close this. Go to product, run as the Spring Boot product controller. Okay, I must see user controller. I have to see product controller. Okay, now this is product under product or slash. Okay, the product controller is TRD post send. Now product has been added. Okay, after product has been added, we have a one more method to get with the ID. So product slash ID, product slash ID one, and this request is type get enter. So we are getting the data. Okay, now this is a one services. Now with the help of user services. Okay, this is a, here we have created a product service and we have started the product services, one two APIs for adding the data and getting the data. Now basically we can add the data with the help of product. Now what happens, now the second microservice, that is a user service. With the help of user service also, we can add the data inside this microservices. Okay, and we can get the data what basically added here. Okay, how we have created the code. Okay, just go run your user service application. User service application basically run in port number 8081 Spring Boot app. Okay, and user service controller. User service controller. Inside user control, we have used REST template for getting the data with the help of REST template object. It is post for object, which is basically used for getting the JSON object. Okay, basically API is basically return the JSON object. It will take the JSON object and send into the Java object, which will be stored inside the product. And after that, with the help of API, you will again get back into the JSON object and so in the URL. Okay, now this is the variable which we have created here. We have stored the APIs of our product services. Here slash add method, we will add the product string dot class. Second APIs, same URL slash ID. We are passing the ID. Okay. Now, or this also you can put here only if you don't want. Now, what you will do? User slash add product. With the help of this user service, I can also add the product in our product services. Let me show you. User slash add product. Create one more here. HTTP colon double slash local host colon. This is running on 8081 basically slash user slash add dash product JSON. Same. Now this time I will add ID to comma name uh, enter. See, product has been added by the user service and it is storing inside the product services. Now I am going to URL of the product services. Now if I hit enter, ID is 2 there. Na? I will hit 2 enter. Basically, see, we are getting the ID with the name to miss. We, with the help of the user services, I have added the product inside the product module of the product services. Okay, similarly here I can data get the data which is basically stored in the product services product model, and we are getting the data inside the user services with the help of the REST API, which we have basically created, and consuming those REST API with the help of REST template. Okay, create user service controller. Okay, with the help of this user service, with the help of the REST template, we are basically consuming this API. We have created a variable storing this API and pass this REST template dot post for object convert the in API we are getting the written JSON format. It will convert JSON format into a Java and that will store in the product. Okay, and string dot out. This is syntax of writing and returning the product has been added. This API we have checked. Now we are checking with the help of this API get, we are basically get the all the product, yeah, get by ID which product has been added in the product services, from where we are checking with the help of user services. So the user services at 8081 and product slash ID, user product slash ID, user product slash ID1, and it will be a get request. Get, see, we are getting ID1. If ID2, we are getting ID2. So this way, this is our first microservices where we have make a communication between the two microservices with the help of the REST template. The REST template is consuming the APIs and it have a post for object which is basically converting a JSON object into a Java object. Okay, so this is the thing. Now practice this all. Now second class we will basically create an API which is using asynchronous communication. Means we basically use a RabbitMQ or Kafka. So I will use a Kafka for showing you the asynchronous communication between the two services. Okay. For that we will first basically install the Kafka, then start the Kafka with the help of the two people. Then we will run our both the application and then the Kafka will be run. Okay, by publishing subscribing to the topic. Okay, we will get topic and that one topic in product services and another services that is a consumer which will consume the message with the help of the topic name. Okay. So this is all for today. Go home, practice all. So you can also use a in place of REST template, you can use a web client, Open Figma also. Okay. So thank you. See you in the next classes.